How to make money online with Chatgpt Pulse. Today, we're going to be looking at this little known feature add-on to Chatgpt, what it means for you, and how it can help you make money. To many people, it might seem like just a way to stay on top of the latest feeds and updates and different things going on in the world. But to a marketer, this is a hidden way to make a lot of money when used correctly. So today, we're going to break this down and show you exactly what you need to know to make this work for you. We're going to look at what Pulse is, how it works, the secret algorithm that makes it work, and some ways that I'm using this in my business to get crazy results and spend less time searching for information. Yes, this is key, because if we can have an AI automatically go out there and get us information in our niche, then we can stay on top of the content, get traffic, and make money. And this all comes from a little tip I learned from Matt Wolf, who is huge in the AI marketing world, where I had asked him, Matt, how are you coming out with all of these new videos and ideas and content each and every day almost about AI? And earlier last year, his channel grew from barely even being seen to now almost 1 million subscribers. And he let me in on one little secret that helps him create content and know what to make that's going to go viral. And that was the use of RSS feeds. You simply add your topic to these RSS feeds and it'll spit out all the latest news and details as if you are sitting at the top of a news empire and people are coming to you with new info. And just to show you the power of this, if you were to look at curated content, which is basically what this whole model is, he talked about it about 4 years ago before the AI boom, and this video only got like 600 views. However, look at the title. How to curate content without being a genius with tons of time. Interesting. It was almost like a prophecy that would make him go viral overnight. But just a few short years ago, when that video was made, feed tools cost a lot of money. One of them was almost $1,000 a month. And what if I told you that Chatgpt Pulse does pretty much the same thing for nothing? And not only that, but it's built in Chatgpt, so we can actually take the news, curate the content, make video outlines, blog posts, and the whole 9 yards in one go with the click of a button. So if you're excited to make money with AI curated content, smash that like button. Let's fire up the computer and go to work. All right, so first of all, what is this Chatgpt Pulse? How does it work? You can see over here the introduction to Chatgpt Pulse. It is saying it's basically a news curator. It's been out for about a month, and the idea is to give you a feed based on things you want. With OpenAI, I think what they're doing is trying to have an all-in-one platform that you go to daily for your news, your searching, and pretty much everything. That's really how they're going to get out of the hole of not making money, is by having everyone rely on this every single day. So you can see it's going through and giving you different news and feeds and things like that. Now, the cool thing about this is we can actually control it. So going through here, we can tell it what we want it to do, or we could just let it curate based on the chats that we've had with Chatgpt. Now, there's a dangerous side of this where people that are talking to Chatgpt about things that could be not so great, yeah, that's going to start to show up in your feed, much like if you watch, conspiracy videos online, that's pretty much all you're going to get in your feed. So that's a little bit of a downside here. The upside is that we can actually go through and train this on our own. My recommendation for this would be to get a new Chatgpt account. Yes, even though you got to pay a little bit extra money, get the $20 account and load that with what you want. More about that in a minute. I'm going to tell you why that's going to be profitable. Now, when we look at this, it's much like using something like Feedly. Feedly is a tool where I could go through and I can follow sources, I can find different things I want, and it'll go out there and find information. Now, the difference between Feedly and Google News and things like that is with Feedly, I can actually go through and choose domains that I want to look at. So if I want only information on the domain name industry with a certain site, I could put that in there and say, I just want this. That's a little bit of an upside. We can probably do that in Chatgpt. I'm pretty sure the AI will understand that as well. Now, going through here, what we can do is we can see that this is a lot like the old method of going through and having a daily task where it would update you on something, only now it's showing in a feed type format. Really, really cool. Now, going through here also, we could see that it works by literally just showing you what you want. So if I go in here and I say curate, it's going to set a task for the next day. And I could say, keep me updated on affiliate marketing and AI. Or if you're in the gardening niche, you would type gardening and gardening tips or something like that. Then what'll happen is it'll actually set that for the next day. It'll say, thanks, I'm going to set this up for you. Very, very simple. Now, once we go through here, that's going to set it for the next day. It'll go through and do that. If we don't change it, it'll get me that news each and every day in my feed. So yes, as a marketer, this is quickly going to become my home page, because one of the things that I always want to do is keep on top of the news in my market, just like Matt Wolf does, where he's coming out with videos all the time. And he said, yeah, basically it's because of a feed tool that allows him to do it. Now, looking at that algorithm, I think this is key, because when we go through, we can set the algorithm to what we want. So if you want inspiring quotes, it'll give you inspiring quotes, or stock market news or something like that. It'll keep you on top of whatever it is you're interested in and whatever your niche is about. Now, keep this in mind for later once we get into the secret part I'm getting into in a minute of how I'm using this. It's going to make sense how I'm going to make money. Now, OpenAI's future plans, again, they want to go through and have this one-size-fits-all, everything kind of deal. Now, to show you how this works, let's go through and take a look at one of these results. Let's say we look at Amazon cutting jobs. What you do is you click here. It's going to pull up the small version or curated version of that news report. I don't think this comes out anywhere. I think it's just kind of taking it and giving it summary, which is really cool. But we could see like corporate job cuts, 14,000 roles. You have heavy capital spending. So they're spending a bunch of money, but not on people, more on AI. This is news that affects my industry. This is something that would help. Now, as I go through here, one of the things that I really like about this is that I can go and ask follow-up questions. I can say, what other companies are doing mass layoffs due to AI? Recent, past 30 days only. And it'll go through and it'll say what other companies. So what's happening is it's almost like you have a feed, well, it is like you have a feed that you can interact with, which before I would have to go to Feedly, I would have to look at this, I would have to read the report, go to the report, and then synthesize it in AI or think about some kind of angle that I want to do, which wasn't difficult. You could make money with that, but it took an extra bit of time, which led me to it went by the wayside. I didn't follow up with it. Having this in Chatgpt, I think I'll follow up with a lot more, and you're going to see exactly how that works. So I could go through here. It's going to give me the updates, and we could see Meta has a lot of layoffs due to AI. We also have consulting professional sector, 11,000 employees, and on we go. Now, this is really cool because it's actually giving me that up-to-date information based on my niche specifically. This is why it's so important to have an account for each niche, and maybe even an account that you share with outsourcers or your content writer or whoever it is, so you can both stay on the same topics. I think this is super important. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to look at how to go through and actually prompt this, right? Once we go through, we have to look at this and say, okay, well, how are we going to go through and prompt this to where we can get specific stuff, right? When we go in here, let me pull up the prompts I have here, and we are perfecting these. They're going to be in personalityprompts.com. We'll show you those in a little bit. But what we can do with these is we can actually go through and curate the content and make what we want so that we can turn it into money-making content. So let's say we have like the news flip angle. We can go for each of the 7 angles, give me this. So you could say, you are my news flip script. There we go, that's a mouthful, right? And I could say, you are the news flip script, find 7 angles for this. It'll actually go through based on that news and have those angles. So the trend watcher would be the AI efficiency wave, or opportunity finder, when giants cut, creators rise. Hey, that's kind of cool. Next one, when AI layoffs are good for small businesses. Interesting. I would read that. That would be one where I'd be like, wait a minute, it's good? That's the contrarian angle. Or where the 118 billion is really going. Hey, these are pretty good. So now I can go through and take a look at something like maybe this one and say, now let's write this content. See how I went from a news report that was interesting, AI layoffs, to now I'm able to actually make content which would work for social media, for my blog posts, different things like that. And we could see here, Amazon's layoffs aren't a warning, they're an invitation. Big companies trim fat, you get nimble. Talent is flooding the market, all kinds of stuff like this. So it's actually going through and creating that content for us. Post a project on Fiverr or Upwork. Example, connect your website or forms to auto sequences or something like that. And it's going through and it's actually looking at this in a very, very specific way. If we're to go through and look at a different one, let's say we wanted to do the NVIDIA, right? Let's say I'm a stock market news guy or something like that. I could say, what does this mean in terms of the current stock market investing world? And what this will do is it'll start to give me data on this. And I can even say, what are some similar AI stocks that are on the rise? And we can go through and find exactly what we want. And what you're going to do is you're going to have a conversation with this, which I find to be actually kind of fun and interesting because you're learning about your market rather than just passively reading a newspaper or an article or scrolling through things. We're actually going through and getting data that we can use and turn to what we want and make it work in a real world way. And it's actually giving us little charts and things, which these are fantastic for social media, right? You could do like, now make some charts of Meta versus NVIDIA and Google versus NVIDIA. Did I spell that right? NVIDIA, something like that. I think it's just an N. There we go. NVIDIA, right? And then we could go through and it'll make these charts and these will get social media attention. I could lead them to a blog post about stocks and I could promote whatever offers there are. Maybe there's like Motley Fool or something like that. And this is the kind of thing that they're doing all the time. So we could see that NVIDIA today, let's do like 5-year, and then we can do Meta 5-year, and you could like compare them. I could just shrink this down, get a screenshot and be like, had you invested, $1 back here versus $100 back here, you would be way ahead of the game. Or you could even do like, now compare NVIDIA with BTC or Bitcoin. And it'll go through and it'll get that information. And what's happening is it's an isolated incidence where here we have our max and we could see, okay, this thing went up like crazy, all right? And here, this one went up this much. And you start to understand, oh, wait a minute, this is stuff that will actually work and it'll actually be pretty good. Now, definitely fact check it because this is going to like October 9th, it looks like where it ends, which we would want something more specific. Like today, I think it's probably better. I think this might be thinking it's October 9th, but that's for a different time frame or something like that. Now we could go through and use these other prompts. Like let's say we wanted to go through and say, we want the blog expansion. Okay, so this will go through and it'll now write a blog post. And this is the kind of thing like Feedly and other feed tools don't do. We've had an RSS feed tool that gets ideas, but nothing of this magnitude that'll actually make the content for us, which is amazing. So now we look at this, it's looking at the hook intro, what happened, why it matters, opportunities, counterpoint, 6-month outlook. Let's say, go ahead and make some headlines from this. And then I'll put in that 7-part one here. So we'll do that, and it should know, let's hope. Okay, so the AI Gold Rush, I like that. That's actually really good. I know that works. I know that'll help with virality. My last biggest video was on the AI Gold Rush. The Creator Leverage Playbook, Small Business Wake-Up Call, Investor Contrast, there's a good one. Smart Money Lens. Okay, we have Ethical Dilemma. So let's go ahead and do, I like this one here. Let's do the blog post on this. So notice how all I'm doing is being curious with the AI, looking at the news, looking at the feed, and it turns it into good stuff. And curated content is a huge business. If you look at all the people that are using this, it's something that's not really glamorous or talked about a lot, but it's something that can actually make a lot of money. I've used curated content many times. My team uses curated content. What we're doing is pulling from other sources. And you can see it's actually very popular, the idea of curated content, super big, super good. And now in the age of AI, this is even better, right? I actually used it on one of them where I was going through, I'll try to replicate it, and I was looking at the FTC stuff because I wanted to do a video about this FTC issue here, which is about making money online. They're cracking down on make money online stuff, which is actually good because in the age of AI, there's so many people lying about income and garbage and misleading people. I thought it was a very good video to put out. We'll have that out next week. But we could see like this one here, it's going to go into this whole idea of the FTC stuff. And it looks like it did save the content, which I like. I think we can actually share. Let's see what the share link looks like. Because if we could share it, then that would kind of lock it in time. Let's see here where the share link went. Okay, so copy link. And then I can share this here, which in my account should take me to be able to chat with it. Excellent. So there we have that. It's actually doing a fantastic job. And I went into like different platforms where people are doing less than ethical marketing and stuff like that, and kind of looked at, okay, well, what's the gamut here? What's going on? So it helped me get content very, very quick, much like it's doing here with our 2,000-word article. I'll use the working structure. Good, yes. Do all this. And it'll go through and it'll make it for us. So here's our article. And we could see the underdog playbook, how broke creators can ride NVIDIA's $5 trillion AI wave. Pattern interrupt, you don't need 5 trillion, you need leverage. When the news broke of this, that's pretty good, decent. Now what happened to the stock? It's going through and making that content for me. And then I could say now make 15 social media headline ideas that will get attention that I can use to promote this post. And what this is about is using stuff that you know is in the mind, know people are thinking about, and turn it into traffic for your business. And you can see it's doing a fantastic job of making that content. Now, as we go through, we can look at trend summary prompts where we're summarizing the different trends so that we can use them to make content. Obviously, trending stuff will get more views and traction faster than, just a post about what are the top tech stocks, something like that. Angle extraction prompts, this is very good when it comes to having Chatgpt Pulse actually extract from all your content what you like. This is why it's important. If you're serious about a niche, keep it in its own Chatgpt account. It's worth the $20 because it's gonna isolate all that stuff for you, and it'll be almost like your own little news reporter based on what you want. You can train that feed. Much like how people who are serious about growing on social media, they have lots of different ways to look at feeds and say, okay, this is a feed of people who like baseball, or this is the feed of people who like money, or something like that. And they're looking for that because that is what's making it work. Next, we can look at monetization or affiliate content prompts, where we can go through and say, okay, now that we have this article about the FTC thing or about NVIDIA, we could get our social media posts, and then we can say, now find ways I can flip this into high-paying affiliate offers or ad clicks. And it'll tell me exactly what I want. So now we have NVIDIA just hit 5 trillion. Broke creators can still profit from it. You don't need 5 trillion. So it gives us the ideas here, which looks great. Don't chase AI stocks. That would catch the eye. Now we would go through and get the monetization angle. And you're seeing what it's doing is it's literally leading down the path of, here's this interesting thing on the news about your niche. Here's how to flip it to what you want. Let's make the content. Let's make it work. And as you can see, it is keeping in mind the things that I want. This is so important because if your ChatGPT is all over the place with everything, then it's not going to know what to give you. But if you have a ChatGPT that's trained on what you want for the niche you want, and you use ChatGPT Pulse in it, boom, game over. Game over. It is literally going to feed you the stuff that is going to help you make money in your niche. Now, again, remember, I've made millions of dollars online. The results are not implied, typical, guaranteed, or anything. The vast majority of people trying to make money online make nothing. We need to take this with a grain of salt. We need to understand where the money comes from. As we can see here, there are affiliate offers and different things like that. Like I know if I was in the AI stocks niche, Motley Fool pays like $80 a lead or a sign up or something like that. That could be really good. Now, going through here and looking at this and curating all the stuff you want, looking at the different things you can do, like the viral prompt. Okay, now I could go through, paste this in. Again, it's all in that same line of things that I want. Literally, this is like a to-do list every day of content that if you do it right, it should be able to get you some traffic. Again, nothing in life is guaranteed. Most people get nothing. Most people don't take the time to dig into their niche the way that we're doing here. But I mean, the AI does a lot of it for you. This is something where I can extract and curate content that my market is going to want. It even knows I want Mr. Beast style videos, right? I turn NVIDIA's 5 trillion lesson into this. Obviously, make sure it's true. The AI boom that can make you rich, from zero to AI hustle, NVIDIA's secret. So looking at this does a really, really good job. And again, it is noticing exactly what I want. And we can even say like design content with Canva Pro. I think Canva Pro is actually in Chatgpt, so it can make the tools for you and stuff like that. Or you could go through, I think we can probably even train this. Let's say you're in the side hustle industry. I could go through and I should be able to do a curation for like CNBC Make It, because that's a good news one. That's one I have in my Feedly where I get info from CNBC Make It. Let's see, where is it? Let's see, follow sources. I think, let's close this out. We'll just go to Feedly regular. Should bring us into my feed. Here we go. So now, in here, what'll happen is you'll see I have the different feeds. There they are. And one of those feeds is domain name stuff. I have CNBC Made It for like side hustle. Here it is. So CNBC Side Hustle, what this does is CNBC is always talking about different side hustles. So I could literally throw a bunch of places that talk about side hustles, get ideas for them, and then boom, there we go. Something very, very specific. And then obviously we want to make it our own, think about how we can build this up and grow it, and talk about it in a different way. Next, looking at contextual analysis, where we could analyze the context and bring it into something that's going to work for us, whether it's social post, video ideas, or whatever. Viral and social video prompts, authority building newsletter prompts, thought leadership, and I'll have all these prompts over at AI Profit Scoop for you. We're going to fancy them up, test them out with this, and then we'll get them to you in a specific way. I think I had them over here. Here they are. So news flip, big blog post, social media, and we'll have all these there so that you can use them, because this is super important to be able to go through and get news every day and say, okay, boom, now do this. And it'll literally create the content for you. And I can post it on the blog. I can make the social media stuff to point to it. And then there we go. Now, to make money with AI curated news, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the different ways we could do this. We can make content for SEO rankings. If I want to rank on Google, newsworthy stuff oftentimes can get traffic if it's not like money news or something like that. If it's something specific that ties into something, like when Chatgpt first came out, I had a video that we made on it, and I almost missed it. Had I not been looking at feeds and stuff, I would have missed it. That video did over 600,000 views in like a month, and it was actually at the top of Google for Make Money with Chatgpt. We did a press release on it. We got lots of SEO rankings. We were able to ride that and make a lot of money off that one video, probably to the tune of at least $500,000, maybe even more. Again, that's because I have a whole business behind it that was promoting it. You're not just going to put up a video and get, lots of money. Most make nothing. We got to understand this like a business. But doing SEO rankings worked really well. What we can do is post daily news and recaps, use AI to summarize. The way that we would make money is display ads, affiliate links, sponsored placements, and things like that. You could do it for AI stocks update or whatever. Social media traffic, we could repurpose news into viral posts, shorts, carousels, and threads. Going through here, again, looking at ChatGPT Pulse to make this happen is key. We can make money here with affiliate links, list building, content sponsorships. Always follow the rules, always be ethical, always be honest, and disclose you're an affiliate if you're using affiliate links. Email newsletter, this is big. I can curate all kinds of stuff and keep people on top of it with an email newsletter and make money with it. Super, super key, works well. Again, sponsorships, product promos, affiliate tools. If you have an email list and they like the stuff you're doing, like my email list, I give them AI updates all the time. Earning impact here is super high. Blog post updates, again, you can make your rankings strong. You could build with affiliate income, ad income. Authority and backlinks, you can publish on news sites, things like that. Video content, again, you could get ad revenue, affiliate tie-ins and sponsorships. Paid memberships, you can actually make a membership where you talk about this stuff if you know about it. Social discussion, press releases and syndication, which works well. This one, the earning impact is low, but the traffic impact is very, very high, and it gives you brand exposure, and then you could say, hey, we were shown on the news site, or whatever it is. Programmatic tools and calculators. Here's one where you could go through and say, okay, now let's make an HTML calculator that compares any stock over the last 5 years with NVIDIA, right? And then it could be like NVIDIA versus the Dow Jones or whatever it is, something interesting. So going through that, you could do lead capture and affiliate call to action. This is a long-term one, which works well. I've made tools on the site. We've talked about them. I'll put some videos in the description that show you how to make tools as well. Now, going through this, what we're doing is we're looking for quick wins. Like, okay, can I post something, get attention on social media, get a ranking? What can I get? Then looking at, okay, can I do steady income with SEO and blog posts? Or can I do compounding assets where maybe the social post and the SEO point to my email list and I build this up? And then we build it into an authority. This is the stage to making it work. We're going to go through and we're going to build and grow like we mean it. Now, again, looking at this with our daily workflow example, the AI curates the feed, pulls the top 5 relevant sources or 10 or however many, much like I do in Feedly here, where this is going through and I can see at a glance what I want, and then I can go into each one and go even deeper. Generating the draft with AI, making a long post, social flips, newsletter, different things like that. The key here is we add our voice and opinion or our flip. What are we doing? How does this relate to small businesses or content creators or whatever market you're in? If you're in gardening, how would this relate to gardening? I was doing a search on Google News to see what this would look like for like indoor gardening. And you can see if I do indoor gardening, obviously I need to spell it right, and I go over to news, I think we can do more and then news. This will be a feed, and you can actually use this feed as well. Just give this to Chatgpt and say, find me stuff. And you could see, okay, AeroGarden Harvest, you got house plants. This gives so many ideas for content, and it makes you think different, which is key. Always make it your own, always make it good. Think about, okay, most people in the gardening market are never gonna find that content. So how can we make it to where it's in front of them and it really works in a really cool way? This is super important. Then all we do is monetize, insert our affiliate links, lead magnets, list building stuff, and boom, we're off to the races. We repeat this daily or weekly, create a compounding traffic income flywheel in our niche. It's very important that we choose our niche first. And I'm not talking about a niche like make money or AI or business or lose weight. I'm talking about something specific. Instead of fishing, maybe you can go for drone fishing. Instead of money, maybe you could go for how bloggers in hobby niches make money or something specific. Then what we're gonna do as I build and grow, you guys know I have a team here and they do content for me. I'm actually training ChatGPTs that I pass off to my employees that will know, hey, these are the things that I want and I watch for. Use this in your feed. And then when I pass it off to them, boom, they're ready to go. They know what I want. Much like the guy who's doing our explainer video website, he's building a lot of content based on what I want. So ChatGPT Pulse is an absolute game changer. Get the prompts over at AIProfitScoop.com. Check out the videos in the description that go into more detail about how to use this for SEO and things like that. Make sure you smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Check out AIProfitScoop.com for the prompts, and I'll see you in the next training.